There's a war going on, the books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the mother. You know how we do it.
And a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Saturday, September 13th. We've got a big slate of college football today. We'll preview maybe a dozen games or so. We'll look at the best games in Major League Baseball, and we'll take a look at some action here tonight as well in Canadian football maybe, but don't forget, it is Saturday, so we'll be with you here on the Sports Money Network tonight at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific for UFC Fight Night. UFC Noche San Antonio will be along with the action here tonight in our main event between Diego Lopez and Gene Silva. Featherweights lead the card tonight here on the Sports Money Network. Companion coverage starts at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific for UFC San Antonio. UFC Noche from the Frost Bank Center in San Antonio. You still have time to check out our previews for this week with First Strike from the guys here, as well as our preview with BB MMA picks. We had Michael Aswell on this week, UFC fighter, going over the fights here. So you have time to get ready for the action tonight here on the Sports Money Network. All right. Say hello to the folks in the chat and try to get this show going right away because we got a busy Saturday ahead of us and try to get as many games as we can in here. So hello to everyone in the chat, including Jimmy here, Jimmy and Jimbo. Great combo here to start the day again. Thanks for leading us off in the chat. Cash Kane is here today as well. Jim Duweiger is ready to go. And Mr. Tomatoes, he loves the Tigers today. He's ready to go with the Tigers. And let's see who else is here. Pacheco de Gallo, nice to have you here in the chat. Cash Kane, Georgia Tech with the spread. Jimmy likes Clemson. Everybody loves Clemson, man. Everybody's loving it. Nuke says here, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. Fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Jimbo likes Oregon to rock today against Northwestern. Doge says, how about last night with Arizona? Or was that AFC? I couldn't tell with those helmets. But Arizona last night, I'd say we had a pretty good night in college football. Pretty much zeroed in on those games here so much, huh? All right, D-Money is here today as well. Nuke's lamenting a rough day, so we'll try to get it back today. And let's see here, who else? Arthur Wesley, good morning. Nice to have you. Hey, we had some winners for sure yesterday here. We'll go over them quickly here on Saturday anyway, but man, we really smashed it in college football yesterday. We had the over yesterday in order here. We had the over in the game between Indiana and Indiana State. How about it? Indiana was really smashing them to get us that win there yesterday. Also, man, it was 73-0. So I guess it went over. Should have just had Indiana. That would have been easier. We also had Syracuse over Colgate there. It was late 38 points. Yeah, we did so and got home there with our Win Club winners. Also, we had a winner out here on the show.
System play.
Yesterday with the Houston Cougars. Said go ahead and lay those points against Colorado. Also had a winner on the show with Arizona. Yeah, we had them on the show. We swept the board yesterday on the show in college football with Arizona. And also we had New Mexico. How about New Mexico beating UCLA 35-10? That's a problem. UCLA, I think Deshaun Foster can survive, but the program is in shambles right now. Winning wise for UCLA there. We also had the super high roller premium with the under in that game over at Tony's Picks with New Mexico and UCLA. And hey, hopefully you're checking me out over at Nuke the House, where one of my top winners was that Kansas State and Arizona game to go under. Lots of winners in baseball yesterday as well. We had the Cubs on the run line here on the show yesterday. We had Washington. Man, we rolled these games early on the show. We had them all there on the morning steam. First 5 games, we had Philadelphia, we had the under in Baltimore, Toronto, we had Cleveland there. We also had the Rangers, part of the winners here on the morning steam. Pretty big day with the picks early on. Tailed off there a little bit late. We had Milwaukee on the run line. We also had Minnesota. We had a premium pick winner, Arizona and Minnesota over. We had the Padre game to go under. We had Win Club winner, Cincinnati and Atlanta game under, as well as Angels and Seattle game under. All right, enough preview because we got to get to today. And let's see here. Jim says UCLA garbage. Robert McCormick is here today. And Terrell says, the White Sox couldn't get it done. What's going on? All right. Hey, everyone, you can get my best plays today, including my entire UFC card, over at winnable.com/Ramon. I've got my UFC plays over there for today, my full card predictions and picks with the Win Club. Check it out over at winnable.com for just 50 cents a day. If you subscribe for 1 month, you get those plays. Also, college football for me. I got my early plays up here as well. Just a 4-pack of plays for the college action here early today, but I'll have another card later on, probably another half dozen or so games to get going here today. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off all premium pick selections here from me on the Sports Money Premiums. Check that out. And get those picks from me today. Like I said, I have my premium picks up in the UFC cards. You can roll along with me today. Hopefully have a great day of UFC betting action. But also, we did have some picks there, like I said, in college football and more. We'll have baseball today as well. So check it out over at winnable.com/Ramon. Get more plays from me. This is how you support me here on the show. Oh, pardon me. Okay, let's see what else. And how about it, right? I mean, Terrell says some of these teams, right? It looks like a big gap. College football is not becoming that great with some of the way that things are going because the top-heavy teams are just able to blow teams out of the water, it feels like, doesn't it? All right. Hey, let's just get rolling with the show here. Like I said, get those plays from me, but you could also win some plays from me over with just by putting some comments in the chat. That's what you do. Of a drawing at the end of the show. We'll give away some free picks. So please comment in the chat on today's action. All right. Let's just get rolling here right now with our previews today in college football. First, want to hear from you in the chat. Tell me what you're on. Tell me your favorite games today as we get rolling here on the show with today's biggest games in college football for Saturday. Let's get it. Pardon me, you guys. All right, here we go. Early on here with Wisconsin taking on Alabama. We got a pretty good one here. The big noon kickoff with Whiskey on the road here, taking on the Crimson Tide in this one. And yeah, it's a 20.5 point favorite. We had to pick one of these early games, or one or two of these early games if we can here. So why not this one? Alabama bounced back with DeBoer with that 73-0 victory last week. Wisconsin didn't really go all out in games versus Miami, Ohio, and Middle Tennessee State. But sometimes this could be a problem going into some of these big schools, especially when you're going on to take on an SEC team, and Alabama's coming, or Wisconsin's coming off somewhat of certainly a disappointing season without making a bowl game. So they're kind of on a mission this year to make sure that doesn't happen. Alabama, though, 6-0 straight up in the regular season versus the Big Ten. In those last 6 opportunities, they're also 10-1 against the spread their last 11 seasons before their bye, but just 1-7 ATS at home when playing off of a home game, in other words, on back-to-back home games. So Wisconsin quarterback Edwards did suffer a knee injury last week, and he's the real question mark here in this one this week. It feels like he's probably not going to make this lineup. Still is going to be a 20.5 point favorite, and the total is 45. Let's hear from you guys. Got some steam in Major League Baseball. Houston and Atlanta game to go over, taking that steam here, going up to 8.5 under in that game. Steam to the over with Houston and Atlanta with, I believe, Brown and Elder. All right. Anyways, we'll hear from you in the chat on this one. Like I said, we got injury here with the quarterback Edwards. That certainly is going to be a factor, but like I said, still a 20.5 point favorite here for Alabama. But Edwards is doubtful for this game here tonight, or this afternoon. So, pretty big factor there for sure if you are the Wisconsin Badgers, but maybe that's not necessarily where you need to hang your hat with this team. You got to grind it out against Alabama. Wisconsin here's lost. Gone 2-5 straight up and against the spread. Their last 7 games dating back to last season. Alabama's won 13 straight at home. They've also gone 14-6 straight up in their last 20. Also 9-3 against the spread. Their last 12 against the Big Ten. Alabama's gone under in 6 of their last 9, but Wisconsin's gone over here in 4 of their last 5 games. Let's see what you have, folks, here in the chat between Wisconsin here and Alabama. I'm going to go ahead and try Wisconsin here. I think they'll just be looking to grind this one here and maybe look, Alabama. I still think I don't ever want to say I have concerns about Alabama, but after that, the first week, certainly concerns arise. Now, maybe they did steady it against Monroe, but let's see when they go up against a team like Wisconsin here, even if they look like they are playing a little bit from behind on offense. All right, let's see what you guys have here in this one. And how about New Mexico? Of course. I mean, geez, odds might drop after that one. Right, Jim? Arthur Wesley, Alabama, first quarter over. Jim says still going to go under here in this one, despite what we see there with that. What does he say? Despite the fact that this total is so low, I think is what he's saying there. Still going to take it here under, he says. Okay. Gotcha, but I'm gonna go ahead and take Wisconsin here in this one. See if we got a few more comments. Good morning to Big O. Hello to Big O today. Nice to see Big O. Yeah, I'm tired, man. All night watching those games, and Bama and Auburn both cover. Says Nunya, reporting for duty from Alabama, and Cash Cane, Alabama spread. Nunya says Wisconsin may not score a touchdown. They might. You're right. Pacheco says, where do you check betting splits, Ramon? I use Don Best, and I use Sports Insights pretty much, but I do like that, and I like the juice reel too. I kind of like looking at actual betting data from random the bettors that choose to sign up with the juice reel anyway. And Terrell says Wisconsin, that's not going to work against Alabama. He says you got to be a little more prolific in order to get that cover. He says he's got the Tide. All right, I gotcha. I was just going to think that maybe Alabama's a little bit dysfunctional here, but you probably have enough. But, I was on them beginning of the season, right? I mean, they said, who do you like? I said, I like Alabama to win the title. Yeah, not so much now. And, all right, I guess that's it for that one. Let's keep it moving here right now. We got a lot of show to go. Georgia, let's go keep it in the SEC with Georgia taking on Tennessee here. Got some steam coming in. Liberty and Bowling Green. A total over here. Steam coming in on the total here with Liberty and Bowling Green. That just in here. Steam to the over in this one with Liberty and Bowling Green. Okay. All right, let's keep it rolling here right now with Georgia taking on Tennessee here today for the Georgia Bulldogs. Are 2-0. They beat Marshall. They had a win over one AA team 28-6. Georgia just 5-16 against the spread, coming in off of a win, and they're going with Stockton here. Certainly can handle it. Seems like he's started more games than just the handful that he started with the Dogs. Georgia just 1-6 as a road favorite against the spread. And over the last two seasons, 7-11 against the spread in conference. Kirby Smart's been a good road favorite in his career and in SEC games, just not as much here with Georgia. For Tennessee here, they beat their one AA opponent and also beat Syracuse 45-26. Balls are 16-12 against the spread, coming in off of a win. And man, Aguiar, doesn't he look like the man back there? Right now for Tennessee, looking pretty strong. Tennessee, though, just 3-10 against the spread as an underdog under Coach Heupel. Georgia's won 8 straight in the series, covering 6 and watching a goal here right now in Italian League action. Already seeing Arsenal rocked Forest over here, but Cagliari just scored against Parma. All right, Dogs have won and covered 4 straight trips into Knoxville. 9 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Let's hear from you in the chat in this one. When Georgia takes on Tennessee here today, getting the action going. Not going to preview them all, of course. We're just picking some of the top games here, especially early on. So let me go to the chat and see what you got in this one. Georgia and Tennessee here. Georgia's won 6 of their last 7, but failed to cover in 5 of their last 6, dating back to last season. Tennessee 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games. Overall, Tennessee's gone over in 6 straight games here. And make sure I got everything in place here. I'm ready to go to the chat right now. Let me do it. All right, here we go. Chat All-Stars. Sorry for the delay there. Trying to find the right button. Here we go. I found it. Andrew G, hello. Nanya says, go Dogs. Jim says, give me the balls here. +4. Cash Kane says, under first half. Arthur says, take Georgia here. Hello to Jimmy Lambo. Who do you like tonight? I like Canelo by decision tonight. Cash Kane, Tennessee spread, nuke on Georgia. Says, don't be fooled by the Vols, they always disappoint, don't they? It seems like. Jimmy says Tennessee there. And Jim says, you got a big difference between Aguiar and now Nico, who, for the Bruins, is taking it up over there now. Doge says Georgia and Clemson. Cash Cane says take the running backs for the Dogs. And also says he likes that defensive line. All right, let me make my call now here in this one between Georgia and Tennessee. I mean, we're already on the afternoon games. We only previewed one of those early games here, but I'm going to go under here in this one with Georgia and Tennessee as my morning steam play. Give me the under with the Dogs and the Vols here today. SF Niner likes Canelo to go in and just knock out Bub. Says he'll just knock him out in the first round there, probably because obviously, got the weight jump there. Maybe that's just not going to be enough, I think, is what Niner says. That'd be amazing. All right, let's keep moving right now here on the Morning Steam Show and go to the Backyard Brawl. We've got a great one here with Pittsburgh taking on West Virginia. Pittsburgh favored here in the Backyard Brawl by 7.5, and the total 55.5 here in this one. Renewal of one of college football's best rivalries. Pittsburgh win over a 1AA opponent, 61-9. They beat Central Michigan 45-17. They have over nearly 650 yards of passing. Pardon me, so far with the quarterback Holstein under Narduzzi. Pittsburgh 15-4 against the spread as a road favorite for West Virginia. They won their 1AA game 45-3. They lost to Ohio last week, putting up major concerns for the Mountaineers losing to the MAC opponent. They did get outgained in that one by the Bobcats 450-275 in that one. So they have kind of an inexperienced quarterback and Marshall, and so far last 4 years, West Virginia is 5-7 against the spread as a home underdog. Rodriguez hasn't been a great home underdog in his career, and he obviously comes back here to another place where he was head coach back in the early 2000s.
Critical notice.
The home team has won the last 3 meetings in this series, and Pitt has lost 5 of their last 6 visits to Morgantown. This is a home-dominated series for sure. Pittsburgh's lost 6 of their last 8 games straight up. They've also gone 2-4 against the spread their last 6 games against West Virginia. West Virginia's gone over in 6 of their last 9. They've beaten Pitt in 5 of the last 6 trips here, not just the 3 there. And West Virginia does pretty well against ACC competition here, 6-1 against the spread. Last 7 ACC teams to come in here. Let's go to the chat, see what you have here in this one. Backyard Brawl, Pittsburgh and West Virginia. I'm going with West Virginia. I don't even need to go to the chat here necessarily. Give me the Mountaineers against Pitt. Should be a knockout brawl, of course. Here we go. Terrell says it'll be a draw tonight. Mountaineers here for Doge, agreeing with me. Good morning to Nick Candy in the chat. West Virginia for Cash Kane. All right, that might be it. We'll just keep it moving. You can still comment in there. I'll try to flash back any comments that you had, but I'm going to take West Virginia here. All right. One more here. Let's see here. Yeah, right. The Doge says, don't forget West Virginia back in '07 lost that game to Pitt. Right. Everything was going fine and dandy for West Virginia in that year, and then it got spoiled. All right. Next up. Hey, how about this one with Red Hot South Florida taking on Miami here? And Miami's a big favorite against South Florida. What? I mean, come on. South Florida's a flavor of the week, it feels like here. Right now, the way they're going, playing pretty strong here. This one's at 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific time with Miami 17.5 point favorite, and the total is 56 here. Big game with South Florida. Hey, they've already upset Boise State. They've already upset Florida. Why not come in here to Miami and win this one on the road as 17.5 point dogs? Come on. USF, they built this foundation with a good, strong offensive line. They've got a quarterback in Brown. He looks poised and experienced back there. USF 7-4 against the spread. Their last 11 games as a road dog. They're also 9-3 under Golish as in non-conference games against the spread. USF has gone under in both games so far this season. I don't know if that's the case today, but for the Canes, they, of course, edged Notre Dame 27-24 and then blew out their one AA opponent. Hurricanes got a couple of turnovers in that Notre Dame game. That made kind of a big difference here. They've got a veteran quarterback in Beck, who started, of course, for Georgia previously. For Miami here with Cristobal, though, they're 18-32 in his career as a home favorite. But with Miami, 8-12 against the spread at home. Miami hammered them last year, 50-15 as a 17-point favorite. Hurricanes have actually won and covered the last 4 games in this series. But what do you think today with South Florida coming in here? Can they? Is this for real? Can they turn the tide? Are they at least decent enough to get the money here? South Florida's covered 5 of their last 6 games. They've won and covered 5 of their last 6 games overall, but have struggled in this series. Miami's gone over in 13 of their last 18. 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone under. Let's just go to the chat and see what you guys have here. Miami's won 12 of their last 15 games straight up. Jimmy says, give me the Bulls here. We've got Kennesaw State. They're getting steamed in their added game matchup today. We're seeing Kennesaw here taking a little steam this morning in their matchup. They were laying 12 points.
Steam play.
Also, another Richmond, and we're keeping you up to date, of course, on the added board. That's what we do here in the morning steam with the early Saturday action. Try to give you a little bit more action on the added board if you want to spill over and lean into some of those games. We've got Richmond and North Carolina taking the steam here this morning at 47.5. It's up to 48.5 on that total with Richmond and North Carolina. And also, as we said, Kennesaw taking that steam at -12 against Merrimack. They're going to be up to 13 or so with Kennesaw taking the steam there. Okay, let's see here. We're going to have Arthur Wesley, USF on the spread. Doge likes the over. Cash Kane says Miami on the spread. The money's coming in, but the spread hasn't moved. You got to take Miami to blow them out, he says. Mr. Tomato says, what's up with this morning card? And I know I kind of glanced over it, but look, most of these games, even the good ones, right? Oregon, 4 touchdowns over Northwestern. Oklahoma, 3 touchdowns over Temple, although that one came down almost a full touchdown, right? So hope you'll be okay with that. Don't forget, you can join me for more college football previews today on the Nuke the House channel at 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific. I'll preview more games over there this morning on the Nuke the House channel. All right. And Miami here for Robert. Jimmy likes the over. Robert likes the over. Nuke says, I think their public road dogs are the Bulls today. I'm on them. I'm obviously against you guys. I think it seems pretty popular today. Actually, it feels pretty popular here with South Florida in the public, but you guys look to be on Miami. So I think I'm against the chat here. I'm taking South Florida plus these points today against the Canes. All right, keep it going here right now. We're back to the SEC with Arkansas taking on Ole Miss. And you got Ole Miss favored here by 6.5, and the total in this one 62 and a half here. Also, that Richmond and North Carolina game, there's more steam on. Let me see here. Oh, no. Okay, let me just continue on here. Arkansas and Ole Miss. Okay, Arkansas coming in 2-0. They won their one AA game 52-7. They also beat Arkansas State 56-14. That felt like a one AA game too. To those guys, Hogs are just 6-10 against the spread when coming in off of a win. Definitely have a veteran quarterback here in Green. Basically been a college starter for 3 years. Arkansas is 11-6 against the spread under Pittman on the road as a dog, and also he's 23-17 against the spread in SEC games. For Ole Miss here, they pounded Georgia State 63-7, and they won at Kentucky 30-23 to get the SEC going. Simmons so far has looked good for Ole Miss, 33 of 55 for 575 yards passing. For Lane Kiffin, the Rebels are 6-2 against the spread at home with Kiffin, although they are 17-23 against the spread in the SEC with him. Ole Miss has won 5 of the last 7 meetings. Of course, Ole Miss pounded them last year, 63-31. Arkansas is 10-2 against the spread in the last 12 meetings between these two programs. The Hogs have hogtied Ole Miss for the most part. Also, 5 of the last 8 between these two have gone over. Go ahead in the chat. I know we're moving kind of quickly. We got a lot of games to get here. Arkansas has won 4 of their last 5, dating back to last season, although they are just 2-5 in their last 7 against Ole Miss. Despite that series dominance, they were a dog in some of those games. They've covered 7 of their last 8 on the road. Ole Miss has won 14 of their last 15 games at home, 7 of their last 8. Overall, Ole Miss has gone under in 10 of their last 14 coming in. I want to hear from you in the chat when Arkansas takes on Ole Miss here on Saturday. Let's get it going in the chat. Let me go to the chat and see what you guys have in this one. It's going to be Arthur. He likes Ole Miss in this one on the money line. And Doe says give him the Razorbacks plus 6.5. Oh, no, let me get it right. Hi, Jermaine. Doge on the Razorbacks, Jimmy on the Razorbacks, and Jimmy Duweiger, that is. He likes Ole Miss in this one. All right. Also, Nunya likes the Hogs here. And Nuke says Ole Miss a point spread. Robert likes the under here. All right, gang. I guess I got to make my call. I like both the side and the total. And, man, I probably should have used a premium in this game. I really like side and total here in this one. Let me try to go. Let's see. You guys are mostly on. Nunya said Arkansas money line in this one. Okay. No, I like the Hogs. Go ahead and give me the Hogs in this one as my morning steam play. I think I'll use the total here possibly later on tonight, if you know what I mean, subscribers. Either way, I was going to have probably the premium on the side or the total, and then go with the side of the total here on the morning steam. Okay, next up. Hey, how about this? Florida taking on LSU in another. I'm always going to focus on the SEC. We're trying to preview the best games. All right, we did see a little steam coming in on the added board just moments ago with Monmouth and Charlotte. Got some steam coming in with this one on the under in Monmouth and Charlotte. It was 67.5. It's down to 66.5 here. Steam coming in with Monmouth and Charlotte on the morning steam show. Florida and LSU. Florida coming in 1-1. Of course, they lost to South Florida 18-16 last week. The Gators also did win their one AA game 55-0. USF outgained Florida by 40 yards last week in that upset. Got some steam coming in on that added board again here with Baylor here big time. Baylor was a 46.5 point favorite. They're going to be up to probably 50.5 here against Samford. Baylor is taking the steam right now, and they're almost 49.5, 50-point favorites against Samford. Just now, steam coming in on Baylor on the added board.
Steam play.
All right, for the Gators here, more on the Gators. Lagway, of course, comes in. He's been a starter here for a year. Under Napier, Florida 12-7 against the spread as an underdog. Also, Napier's always been a great underdog coach, 23-10 against the spread overall. He's 14-6 against the spread as an underdog in the SEC with Florida. Also, LSU comes in here off of that 17-10 win at Clemson. They also beat Louisiana Tech 23-7. Nussmeier so far. 4,000 yards last season, and so far so good with LSU this year for Nussmeier. Under Kelly, LSU 11-6 against the spread as a home favorite. LSU's won and covered 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two, and the Gators have fallen short here, going 0-3 straight up and against the spread in their last 3 visits here to Baton Rouge. What do you guys have in this one when Florida takes on LSU? Big game here today. All right. And let's see, Florida for Arthur Wesley. Good morning to Katie. Nice to see you again, Katie. Jim likes the under here with Florida and the Gators and the Tigers. Katie likes the over in the Iowa game today. Hit the like button, says Nuke. Doge likes the LSU Tigers here, lay the points, and We Do is here today. Good morning to We Do. All right, I got to make my call here in this one between Florida and LSU, and I'm going to take the Gators plus the points in this one against the Tigers. Next up, how about Texas taking on Notre Dame? Who said this was a weak card or an awkward card here? Today, I guess, saying after last week's card, but for Texas A&M here, they're 2-0. They beat UTSA by 18 points. They beat Utah State by 22. Both of those games were at home, so they hit the road now with a tough opponent in Notre Dame, certainly. For the Aggies, they have one of the most veteran offensive lines in the country, and quarterback in Reed basically has a year under his belt as a starter. But, man, you rarely get A&M, they're usually favored wherever they go of late, home or away. They've only been underdogs on the road in 7 games over the last 5 years. They're 1-4-2 against the spread in those games. Last 3 years, Aggies 7-10 against the spread, coming in off of a win, but man, A&M in non-conference play 3-13 against the spread in non-conference in their last 16 non-conference games, and Coach Elko is 6-10 against the spread in non-conference games. For Notre Dame, well, they have a loss, obviously, here to open the season to Miami, 27-24. The yards were even in that one, but they did have a couple of key turnovers here, and a freshman quarterback too as well. They're kind of bringing along right with Carr. Notre Dame's 21-8 against the spread over the last couple of seasons, two plus seasons. They've been one of the best spread teams in the country, but Notre Dame won at A&M last year 23-13 as a 3-point dog, and they outgained the Aggies 350-250 in that game. Let's go to the chat and see what you have in this one with A&M on the road here against Notre Dame. Here we go. All right, Nunya talking Samford football. He doesn't like Samford this year. They'll probably get blown out there today, right? Cash Kane likes A&M on the money line. Arthur Wesley likes A&M as well. Nunya says Baylor will cover that big number. Katie likes Notre Dame in this one. Nunya's on the Aggies, and Nuke is on Notre Dame here. Seems like we got a 3-to-1 ratio there for the Aggies in the chat. I kind of like the Aggies myself, and I'm going to try them here today. Give me Texas A&M on the road, plus those points against Notre Dame. And Robert likes A&M there as well. Next up, we've got Vanderbilt taking on South Carolina. More SEC. This is the SEC show with Vanderbilt on the road. This one's been a big mover this week, right? You got South Carolina down to a 3-point favorite. They were definitely higher than that coming into the week.
Steam play.
Speaking of that, Samford and Baylor, they're going to wrap it up here with the total. We already talked about the spread. Now the total's going up. So you got Baylor with a big push and the total going up. Steam to the over right now, up to 61 here. It was 58. So Baylor's getting steamed to 50. Samford and the game's getting steamed to 61. So keep an eye on that. We'll keep you up to date on some additional moves. That's what we do here on the morning steam. Okay, here we go with Vandy and South Carolina down to 3 here, right? Total 49. Vandy's 2-0. They beat a 1AA team 45-3. They hammered Virginia Tech 44-20, outgating the Hokies last week by over 250 yards. Commodores, a veteran team. They returned 17 starters to start the season. They've got a veteran quarterback, Diego Pavia, basically this 4th season as a starter. Vanderbilt's a terrific road dog, but then this spread's getting thin. Vandy 8-2 against the spread. Their last 10 as a road dog, and under Coach Lee, 13-7 against the spread as a road dog. Although Vandy is just 4-11 against the spread, their last 15 coming off of a win. They don't win them all, but they've been much better late over the last few years. They made a bowl last season, of course, for the first time in 6 seasons. For South Carolina here, they beat Virginia Tech 24-11. They won their 1AA game 38-10. They have a sophomore quarterback in Sellers, got his feet wet last year as a freshman, and getting ready here, leading this 2-0 club right now. Under Coach Beamer, the Gamecocks are 15-6 against the spread as a favorite, and South Carolina 9-5 against the spread. Their last 14 games off of a win. South Carolina's won 16 straight meetings over Vanderbilt. They're only a 3-point favorite here, but they do own the Commodores. They went 11-5 in those 16 games against the spread. Commodores just 1-4 against the spread their last 5 visits here into South Carolina. The series has gone under in 7 of the last 10 meetings. Let's go to the chat and see what you have here with Vanderbilt taking on South Carolina. Hopefully, we're getting you some great previews here of these games, but we leave it to you to make up your mind in the chat and share with us here. South Carolina 10-4 against the spread. Their last 14 games, they've won 8 of their last 9 overall. Long term, this series gone under in 13 of the last 18 games. Let's go to the chat. See what you have here. Jimmy's on the under. Doge is on Carolina. Arthur likes Vandy here. And Jimmy's on South Carolina. Man, this has been a tough series, but you know what? They've closed the gap on them here. Also, here's Robert McCormick over. And Big O says, like this video. All right, this spread's gone way down, man, but I'm going to have to try. Vanderbilt here, plus these points. I'm going to take them +3. Give me Vandy here today. All right. Next up, we got Duke taking on Tulane. Hopefully these are good games, right? I'm getting a little thin here now with the late action, but I've got Duke and Tulane set up for the preview. Let me know what you like here in this one with Tulane. They're a slight favorite here by 2 total, 52.5. Duke beat their 1AA opponent 45-17, but they got rocked at home to Illinois 45-19. We'll see here today with the match. Oh, we got some steam here real quick. Let me get to that. Sacred Heart and Long Island with some steam to the under here in this one with Sacred Heart and Long Island. It was 44.5, and the steam came in. Now it's down to 43. It looks like here, maybe 43.5 with Sacred Heart and Long Island on the added board. That's how we cover the added board here to get you more plays, more action today. Okay, so you got Duke here, the former Tulane quarterback, Mensa, right? Duke 10-7 against the spread as an underdog. Diaz 11-4. Here against the spread as an underdog. Duke is 13-8 against the spread in non-conference games out of the pandemic, and Duke also 8-4 against the spread their last 12 games, coming in off of a loss. For Tulane here, they beat Northwestern 23-3. They also beat South Alabama 33-31. Tulane has over 500 yards of rushing offense so far this season behind a veteran offensive line. Averages almost 3 seasons of experience per man. Under Sumrall, Tulane 4-2 against the spread at home. They're not. Let me see. As a home favorite, there we go. As a home favorite, Tulane 21-11 against the spread as a home favorite since 2019. Sumrall's really one of the best spread coaches in the country. 43-14 as a head coach against the spread as Sumrall. I don't know if you can find a record better than that, but we'll see. Mensa, like I said, the former Tulane quarterback, now at Duke, and the Duke's paying him $4 million. He better win this game on the road. These two teams haven't met in 10 years. Let's go to the chat and see what you have in this one between Duke and Tulane. Tulane's actually covered 10 of their last 15 overall. They've won 10 of their last 12 overall, won 4 of their last 5 at home, but they haven't beaten an ACC opponent in 9 straight games. Duke's won 12 of their last 17. Let's go to the chat and see what you have here. Nunya says Green Wave going to smash these guys, and you got to pump it up. Doge says the Blue Devils on the money line. Jimmy likes Duke. here. And Robert likes the under here in this one. All right. Hey, North Carolina is getting steamed here right now in that game. We already said the steam came in on the over against Richmond. Now North Carolina's moved past 21.5 to 22.5 here. So steam is on North Carolina and the over in the game against Richmond. Okay, I'm on Duke here. Give me the Blue Devils in this one. I'll take them probably just to win the game. I'll grab the 2 points just in case, but they can win this game. They're paying this guy $4 million. I think they better win. Hello to AOD in the chat. Continue on here. This is the last game I've got previewed, I think, right now with Air Force and Utah State. We'll have some more, like I said, a couple of those late games we're going to have on the Nuke the House channel a little bit. We can't go over all the college football games here, but how about Air Force and Utah State? Figure this one's okay here. Oh, my tweet deck has crashed. Oh, boy. Okay, for Air Force here, they won their opener. They played a 1AA opponent. They ran the ball every time pretty much. I think they threw 10 passes all game there. But look, this is Air Force bringing back an inexperienced offensive line. That's not what you want necessarily. And also their junior quarterback really has just 2 starts under his belt in his career. Air Force 9-4 against the spread as a road favorite. 8-4 against the spread, their last 12 off of a win. For Utah State here, they beat UTEP 28-16. They also beat Texas A&M, or lost to them, remember, 44-22, as we already mentioned. They gave up 235 yards rushing to A&M. I don't know if that's horrible, but Utah State, just 2 returning starters on offense and basically had to rebuild the entire offensive line. Basically no experience at all. So that quarterback they brought in, or their senior quarterback Barnes, just 3 career starts entering the season. But you got to figure with Bronco Mendenhall that he could straighten things out at Utah State. Mendenhall, the veteran coach, kind of try to stabilize this situation. The teams have split their last 6 meetings, with Air Force losing 3 of the last 5 trips into here. 5 of the last 7 trips of games between the 2 teams have gone over. Have gone over. All right, we'll go to the chat. This is our last game to preview here with Air Force and Utah State. Utah State's dropped 9 of their last 13. 5 of the last 7 meetings between the 2 have gone over. Like I said, Utah State's gone over in 5 of their last 6 overall. They're 4-0-1 against the spread in their last 5 games. And what do you have here? Air Force has won and covered 6 of the last 9 games in this series overall. Let's go to the chat, see if you have anything on this one. And Robert says, let's see, he's watching the Villa game. I got to put on my multi-screen here. Doe says, take Utah State at home. Robert's on Air Force. Jimbo's on Air Force. Ramon is on Air Force. Give me the Fly Boys here. I'll lay the points with Air Force. Okay, hopefully that's okay with you guys. That's what I have the college football games that I have planned, and we'll do Major League Baseball here real quick, and probably just go over it won't be much of a handicap if you know what I mean, but enjoy the college football day. Pick up more plays from me with the Win Club if you want, and give you some more winners there. Okay, let's get to Major League Baseball. Getafe beat Oviedo in La Liga 2-0. All right, Air Force for Bar. Hello to Bar, and hello to Stop Geo today. Okay, Look, we're going to go right into some Major League Baseball still. We'll be heavy in the college football once we get out of the baseball season, but man, there's some great, some excitement here in baseball for sure. Let's get to the matchups today with the Rays on the road here with Rasmussen. He's going up against uh, Colin Ray in this one. Got some big time Major League Baseball action here today with Ray. Comes in 10-6 with a 4.2 ERA, 1.3 WHIP, 265 batting average against. For Rasmussen here, he's 10-5, 2.64 ERA. Ray is 15-8 to the over. Rasmussen's 9-17 to the under, but they both have kind of the same record. But the Cubs are 16-8 with Colin Ray on the mound. And let's hear from you guys. We won't go too long on these games, you guys. If you have your plays, let me know in the chat right now. I want to hear from you in this one with the Rays and the Cubs. Tampa Bay is 1-6 in their last 7 games overall. 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone under. Tampa, however, has gone over in 8 of their last 12 games overall coming into this one. What do you have here with Tampa Bay taking on the Cubs here this afternoon? Go to the chat here if you're ready. And it's going to be a Cash Canes on the Rays on the run line. And YC Bar says go over. Hi to B-Hawk. Nice to see you, B-Hawk. How you been? He comes in saying, Ramon, you got the Rays. There's Bobby Mack on the over. Jimbo's on the Rays. Doge is on the Rays here. And Ramon's got to move the favorite. Because the B-Hawk said, look, Ramon, the Rays are favored now with Rasmussen here on the road. $1.15 and the total 8.5 over 20 for sure. Yeah, definitely a move to the Rays here in this one. I don't know if I'm necessarily buying it between these two teams. So I'm going to go under, though, in this one. I definitely like the under, and I'll take under with Tampa Bay and the Cubs. Next up, we've got the Orioles on the road taking on the Blue Jays with Sugano here, 10-8 record, 4.57 ERA, 1.3 WHIP. Sugano's 8-17 to the under when he starts for Max Scherzer. Scherzer comes in 5-3, 4.36 ERA. What can you say? The Blue Jays still have been strong. They're up still 15-plus units this season. The Orioles have dropped 12 1/3 units so far this season. Max has a 1.15 WHIP, 237 batting average against. Let's see what you have here in this one with the Orioles taking on the Blue Jays here. The Blue Jays, $1.65, maybe $1.75 right now. It does feel like it is going up for the Blue Jays here today, and the total 8.5 over 20. We'll go to the chat, see what you got here in this one today. You want to get your play in the chat. Here we go. It's going to be a couple plays here. We got Doge on the over here, and NYC Bar says, I take the Blue Jays on the run line in this one. All right, let me see. I might read a few more trends here off of this particular matchup here with Baltimore and Toronto. Baltimore's won 8 of their last 10 games. coming in here. 7 of their last 10 on the road overall. Toronto's won
Final.
6 of their last 9 overall. Toronto's gone under in 7 straight games. Baltimore's gone under in 7 straight games. Toronto's gone under in 5 of their last 6 at home, although 10 of the last 13 meetings have gone over, including 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams here in Toronto. So let me see what you guys have here in this one. And Tariq B, hello, nice to see you in the chat. Jimbo says Blue Jays on the run line here. And Robert's on the over here in this one.
Final.
All right, I better make my call here right now between Baltimore and Toronto today. Baltimore's played pretty well coming in. Let me see what that run line is here right now. I mean, for Baltimore, hard to believe they got things together here late in the season, but the run line's minus $1.40. But I'll try Baltimore here on the run line. I got to do better than, well, let's see, it was Sunday when I had a poor day on football day, but we want to still stay with our baseball games. All right, we got the Yankees on the road here right now. The Yankees are with Max Fried here in this one. For Fried, he comes in here with a 16-5 record, 3.02 ERA, 101 WHIP, 222 batting average against. We did skip Pittsburgh and Washington for obvious reasons. For Bayo here, 11-6 record, 3.12 ERA, 1.2 WHIP, 236 batting average against. Decent pitching here and a hot matchup at the Yankees getting it done there yesterday. Yankees still have lost 8 of their last 10 to Boston, but they're favored here right now. They've gone 12-2 in their last 14 on the road, 13-5 in their last 18 games overall. Boston, all of a sudden, they've lost 7 of their last 10 coming in. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone under here in Boston. Let's see what you have today here when the Yankees take on Boston in a big game for the teams, especially considering right now pressure's on a little bit here in the standings for these two right next to each other, although the Yankees are up a game and a half on them. They're both probably in there in the wild card, but watch out. Trying to get some other teams in here. And right now, of course, Seattle and Houston are tied for that last spot. So, yeah, it's not all fine and dandy. One of these teams between the Yankees, Red Sox, Astros, Mariners might not get in, right? Or won't get in. Steam coming in here right now. Some steam in the game between UTSA. Let me get this straight here. Seeing some steam in the UTSA game against Incarnate Word. It was a 20-point spread, now 21. Steam comes in on UTSA against Incarnate Word. All right, get ready to make your call here in the chat. Let's go to it with, Cash Cane likes the under. NYC Bar likes New York. Chimbo likes the Yankees here. Got some more added board steam here with Nebraska against Houston Christian. Nebraska's taking the steam at 45. They're up to 46.5 here. Nebraska taking the steam against Houston Christian. All right. I'm going to make my call here on the Yankees today, taking on Boston, but we've got more added board steam here with Youngstown State. Youngstown State's taking the steam here in this one. They were big dogs here, getting 24 points here against Michigan State, but Youngstown, where is Charles? Where's Thomas? They were getting 24. They're down here to 23 right now. Youngstown State taking the steam against Michigan State on the added board. All right, come on, make the play, Ramon. Here we go. Yankees and Boston. Hey, also, this just in, Austin Simmons of Ole Miss. We talked about his strong numbers so far this season. He is probable here. He was on the injury report, or at least the report. I don't know if it was an injury, but he will be starting here today. Simmons of Ole Miss is expected to start here. There was some question that he might not start for Ole Miss today, but he is indeed expected to start. All right, let's see here. Stop Geo's on the UMass team total over in that big spread game there. Thank you. Okay, hey, I got to make my call. Come on, wake up, Yankees and Boston. Ramon, you can't be dilly-dallying around here in this one. I got to go under. I feel like that's my premium, but with so many games today, give it out here on the show. Are you guys going under in that one? Boston's gone under in 5 of their last 6. The Tigers are on the road with Morton taking on Junk. Morton's 9-10 with a 5.5 ERA. Here's Georgia State. We just talked about the total, right? Let me see here. Georgia State is taking some steam here in this one on that added board right now. Georgia State, a runaway favorite here today in their matchup. They're up to 31.5 here right now, it looks like, with Georgia State laying these points on the added board. Georgia State taking the steam here in their matchup here today. Let me see if I got that, though.
Critical notice.
Georgia State. We can't sit around and hem and haw here with this one. They are taking the steam here right now. I want to get to that matchup, but that. Okay, I just got to keep it moving here right now on the Morning Steam Show with Detroit and Miami. Miami for Junk comes in 6-3, 4.48 ERA, 1.1 WHIP, 273 batting average against. What do you have here in this one? When the the Tigers are taking on the Marlins today with Morton on the road, $1.30 here right now, but can Miami spoil things here? All right, we're going to the chat here real quick for a couple of plays. Robert is on the Marlins. Bar is on the Marlins. Jimbo's on the Marlins. Everyone kind of jumping ship here a little bit today in this one. I got to go with the under here with Detroit and Miami. All right, next up, got the Rangers here in this one. Rangers with Patrick Corbin on the road here. He's up against Sproat and the Mets. Sproat, $1.55 here in this one. Looked good in that first outing, didn't he? I think he got the loss, but was mowing them down. The walks were the problem for Sproat here, and now they're a big favorite. Corbin, a 4.36 ERA, 1.3 WHIP, 7-9 record coming into this one for the Rangers here. They've won 5 straight. Mets have lost 7 straight right now, and you got Mets still going to be a big favorite here at $1.50 or so right now. Rhode Island's bringing in some steam here against Holy Cross. They were 3.5-point favorites. Call it 4. Call it 4.5. Rhode Island taking the steam against Holy Cross on the added board.
System play.
So when you have the Rangers here coming in, a big dog here right now at a plus $1.40 or so. Hey, Central Connecticut taking some steam here on the added board today against St. Francis. They were a 7.5-point favorite. They're up to 8.5. Central Connecticut taking the steam here against St. Francis. All right, Rangers and the Mets. What do you have here in this one in the chat? I see the plays kind of adding up here. Let me go to it. Rangers are minus $1.60 on that run line, but one team's won a bunch of games in a row. One team's lost a bunch of games in a row. All right. Tariq said Scooble let him down yesterday. Here's Cash Kane liking the over. There's Fleet Mathis, Dine Legacy. Here, Tampa Bay run line. Blue Jays on the run line. Nationals money line. Tigers run line. Yankees money line. Mets on the money line for Nine Legacy. Jimbo says, go ahead and take the Rangers, plus 1.5. Robert's on the Rangers. Jimmy's on the Rangers. You guys love the Rangers here. I'll take the under in this one. You guys are all over the Rangers, so I'll leave it at that. And I'll take the total here to go under with Texas and the Mets. Man, I've got 4 unders in 5 games. Uh-oh. Let's keep it going here on the morning steam with, hey, got to go with the important games here for sure. Yeah, we jumped over the Royals and the Phillies here a little bit, but Cincinnati's taking some steam here right now on that added board today. Cincinnati's up to a 48.5-point favorite against Northwestern State. Cincinnati just took the steam here a few moments ago in that matchup. All right, let me touch on this one real quick with the White Sox and the Guardians. The only reason I kind of skipped over Philadelphia, they're looking pretty cozy here right now. Yeah, they're battling with Milwaukee, but I think they're going to obviously hold off the Mets, and they're on that 5-game winning streak. No disrespect to the Phils. They're on fire in Kansas City. They're starting to fall off a little bit, so couldn't preview them all. Let me talk about this one here with the White Sox on the road taking on the Guardians. Martin 6-9 with a 4 ERA, 2.49 batting average against. For Messick, he's been good. 4 starts, 2-0 record, 1.93 ERA. Coming into this one, Chicago still won 9 of their last 12 overall, but Cleveland's won 7 of their last 8. They've won 5 straight against the White Sox here, and I've got Cleveland here in this one on the run line. Nothing from the chat there in that one. Probably should have went with the Philly game. Hey, here's some more added board steam. Hopefully you're enjoying it. William and Mary in Virginia, steam to the over here in this one. It was 51.5. We're up to 52.5. Steam to the over here with Bill and Mary taking on Virginia. Steam to the over there in that one. All right, Guardians for Jimmy there on the run line. He likes the Guards as well. Next up, the Diamondbacks are taking on Minnesota. You've got Nelson here on the road. 20 starts so far for Ryan Nelson, 7-3 record, 3.48 ERA, 105 whip. Got some added board steam here right now. The late game out west, everybody. How about it? Portland State and Hawaii over 53.5 tonight. We're seeing the steam on that late game with Portland State and Hawaii. It was 53.5, and right now it's gone up here to 54.5. Steam to the over with Portland State and Hawaii tonight. Out west, also Western Carolina taking the steam right now against Elon. Western Carolina was 3.5. They might be down to 2.5 here right now as the steam comes in on Western Carolina in their matchup against Elon College. All right. Diamondbacks here in Minnesota for Joe Ryan here, 13-8 record, 3.15 ERA coming in, 213 batting average against, and a 268 BABIP here in this one with the Twins here, about $1.35, I guess. And the total is 8 over 20 for sure. See what you guys have in this one, if anything here. I'm probably, let me see here. Make my call here in this one between Arizona and Minnesota with Arizona. I really want to go under again. I'm going to do another under here. Man, that's 5 unders here, I think, from me so far. But with Nelson and Ryan, I am going under here in this one. I think you're getting mostly Cash Cane did go with the under. I don't know if that was that or the Cleveland game maybe here. Jimbo likes the over, though, and 9 Legacy says take Minnesota on the money line. Next up are the Astros taking on the Braves here with Hunter Brown here going for the Houston Astros. For Brown, 11-7 record, 2.25 ERA, 101 whip, 198 batting average against, and a 264 BABIP here for Brown. For Elder, 7-9 record, 5.35 ERA. Elder's 6-15 to the under so far, but I don't know. I might not be on an under here in this one. Let me see what you guys have. Houston and Atlanta now. Houston has gone under in 6 of their last 8 on the road. 4 of the last 5 between these two have gone under, and Atlanta's gone under in 9 of their last 13 games. Hey, Virginia took some steam. They were 28.5. They're up to 29.5 or 30.5 now in that game against William and Mary. So steam on Virginia, steam on the over in that game with William and Mary. Also, moments ago, Eastern Carolina on the move here with Marshall. Steam to the under here between East Carolina and Marshall. This one was 50.5, but we're seeing the steam come in here in this one on the under between East Carolina and Marshall. Steam comes in on the under, and we are down to 49.5 here right now in that one between East Carolina or Eastern Kentucky and Marshall. Steam to the under. All right. Now let's see what you have here in this one between the Astros and the Braves, Brown and Elder. Man, Elder, every time you think you're going to bury this guy, he comes up with a decent outing. He's 7-9 with a 5.35 ERA. We know Brown's been outstanding with that 2.25 ERA coming in. But, man, I'm going to go with the over here in this one with Houston and Seattle. That'll be my play here. I'm going over with these two right now. I have concerns about Brown. We know he's had a great season here, but let's see what happens today. I'm going to go over in this one. All right, let's see here. Hey, Timothy Hawk. Nice to see him in the chat. He says Astros and Braves. He's got it nerfy in that one. Cash Cane, Astros on the money line. Jimbo says, give me the Astros on the money line. And Robert likes the Astros as well. A lot of support for the Astros. Next up, got the Cardinals on the road with Sonny Gray taking on the Brewers and Mizorowski. For the Cardinals here with Gray, 13-8 record, 4.45 ERA, 1.2 whip, 258 batting average against, a 3.24 BABIP. For the Brewers here, it is Mizorowski in there. He's $1 down to $1.50 here right now. Let me update that. It's about a 15-cent move in to the Cardinals, at least here in this one. But let's see what you have here with Cardinals on the road taking on the Brewers. And I'll get your plays in the chat. Let's go to the chat right now and see what you have. For the Brewers here, they come in having lost 4 of their last 6 at home, but St. Louis has lost 5 of their last 6 overall. Coming into this one against Milwaukee, Cardinals have dropped 5 straight on the road. Right now, Milwaukee's won 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams overall. Go to the chat, maybe a couple plays here. Astros run line, Brewers run line for 9 Legacy. Yeah, I don't know if I want to trust a grade necessarily here, but I'll make my call here in this one. What is Gray on the run line, though? Oh, minus 160. Wow. I'm going to go Brewers money line here, minus $1.55. I'm just going to take the Brewers to win. Not enough to get the run line and on a big football day. Man, that's a tough spread. I'm just going to have to go with the Brewers to win. Dodgers are skip the Padre game. It's minus 350. So let's go to the Dodgers here. And man, what a shot. We didn't even cover it there yesterday in the wrap up, right? But what about the big grand slam there in the game there for the Giants last night with that big home run? Giants get the win over the Dodgers, and we're going right back at it with Kershaw taking on Webb. Kershaw here comes in with a 3.27 ERA, 10-2 record. Dodgers are 13-6 with Kershaw on the mound. The Giants have been hot though. Webb's 14-9, 3.12 ERA, 261 batting average against. See what you guys have in this one tonight. Dodgers taking on the Giants. Cagliari's just scored again, 2-0 in that one. All right, let's see what you got here right now with the Dodgers and the Giants. Go to the chat here in this one. Kershaw and Webb. All right. Cash Kane says, I can only bet 5 of these games today. I've got the over here in this one with the Dodgers and the Giants. Couple more baseball games. We'll get you out of here and get you ready for the action. But I'll be over on the New the House channel about 50 minutes from right now. So get ready for some more college action. LA and Seattle here with Ferris making his 3rd start. 2.45 ERA, 0.81 whip. He's looked good. 138 batting average against, but he's a big dog here against Wu. 13-7 record, 302 ERA, 0.95 whip, 205 batting average against, and a 241 BABIP here for the Dodgers and the Giants. What do you have? I mean, my graphic is wrong there. Sorry about that, you guys. I deleted my graphic. I'm sorry about that, you guys. Anyways, Angels and Mariners. Whoops. I just ruined a perfectly fine show there on that one. All right. Well, let me see what you have here in this one with the Angels here taking on Seattle. I'm actually taking the Mariners on the run line today over the Angels. Sorry about that, you guys. I got one more here with the Reds and the Athletics. Oh, Cash Kane, thank you. Yankees under, Mets over, Mariners first 5, Reds money line, Padres money line. Thank you. Jimbo's on the over. Cincinnati and the Athletics here, our last game to preview today in this one with Green here taking the mound for the Reds. A 2.59 ERA, 0.93 whip, 196 batting average against, and 16 starts. Good numbers for Green here. Severino's 6-11, 4.67 ERA, 1.3 whip, 258 batting average against here in this one. Let me know what you have with the Reds taking on the A's. Show's almost over. Want to thank you guys for joining me here. A good hour and almost an hour and a half of sports betting conversation here on the Morning Steam Show. I've got the Reds to win this one on the road. Give me the Reds tonight against the A's. All right, I think that's pretty much going to do it here for the morning steam. Although, real quick, I just want to the nukes in the chat. We're going to give them another chance today here. What do you think of the Elks here taking on the Argos today? What do you have in this one? Maybe Nuke and I can hit these Canadian Football League games together here tonight with the Argos favored here at 3.5 and 56.5. Look, these two teams are two of the worst defenses in the league. I think they might be the bottom two, at least against the pass right now. So give me the over here in this one with the Elks and the Argos today. Hey, Mike. Yeah, Mike, we're never going to ignore the baseball here. We got to at least brush over it a little bit, so I really appreciate those comments. Jimbo liked the Reds there with me in that one. I know it's all about college football, and we're all about college football, and I'll be previewing more games here shortly. So even though it seems like we've split it up, we probably should donate more time to the college football. You also have, like I said, I'll be on another channel here previewing some more games, so please check me out there. Okay, here Duquesne is taking some steam. Let's try to get in a few more of these added board games for you guys. Duquesne against Lehigh. They were getting 9 points. They took the steam. They're now getting 8 from Lehigh. It's Duquesne taking that steam. All right. Now, Ole Miss, we're getting a new update here. Maybe Austin Simmons going to list him. We said he was in, right? But now, you know what? The more news is coming out. It was an ankle injury, and now there are concerns there because what's going on in warm-ups here. Norfolk State and Rutgers, we're seeing some steam here on the added board. We're trying to get you a few more steam moves here. Norfolk State and Rutgers, steam to the over here in this one. It was 53. We're up to 54, 54.5 with Norfolk and Rutgers. Thank you, Cash Kane. We do says, I'll take it. Give me the Elks. And hey, that's all right. Me and we do are right on there in that one. Mike went under in that last game there. Okay, let me get one more CFL pick in here today. It's the Alouettes taking on the Rough Riders. Sounds like a good Friday night here. Okay, I got to go with Saskatchewan here in this one. I think they rock actually here. I'll lay the points here with Saskatchewan. Lay 8. Let me make sure it's still 8. A lot going on here. I got tabs open. Yeah, in fact, there's some 7.5s out there, but give me Saskatchewan here tonight. All right, cash game like Rutgers. Guys, that's it for the show. Get more plays from me over at winnable.com/Ramon. And get a 4-pack of plays right now, plus my UFC over there. So please check me out there over at winnable.com/Ramon. All right, that's going to do it here for the Morning Steam Show. Let's run the contest and see who's going to win free. You can get these plays if you do it. If you want to get those plays right now, the winner of this contest for today, use the promo code WINNER at checkout. That'll give you the automatic subscription, you guys. So please check that out today. Abilene Christian and TCU is taking some steam here right now with the under with ACU and TCU. All right. Steam coming in on the under in that one with Abilene Christian and TCU. All right, let's do the drawing here real quick and get out of here. Gang, thank you very much for joining me here on the Morning Steam Show. Who's going to win some free picks today? Flea Bathis, Robert McCormick, Doge, D-Money, Cash Kane, Terrell, Timothy Hawk, and the winner is Arthur Wesley. There he is. Thank you, Arthur. You're the winner. Hey, if you want to get a free subscription from me, it's up to you, but just go to winnable.com and use the promo code winner. It'll put you down automatically for 1 month, no obligation if you want to see how it works. But thank you, Arthur, for stopping by. All right. Thanks, guys, for checking in with me here on the Morning Steam. We'll be back again later. Probably could stay with you. We're going to be on for 6 hours later on. We'll probably talk about some football games at night there also on that show. I imagine can't be all MMA here. So, all right, that's going to do it for the Morning Steam here for Saturday, and have a great sports betting day. Don't forget, come in, catch us at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific for that UFC coverage. I'll be there, give out some more plays there, probably in football. And also, don't forget, check me out here in 45 minutes over on the Nuke the House channel for more college football coverage. All right. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. Ramon Scott, sports